Good morning, everyone. It's almost good afternoon. Hey, how you doing? First things first, let's ask the question. The audio is good. It's fine. I was going to ask the question. Don't even need to ask it. It's good. Nice. Hey, how are we all doing? Welcome in to twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. It's fucking so much better when the world just works first time. I'm saying that, and the world doesn't work because I've got a picture of a calzone pizza just over there underneath Bibby's face. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Nice. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. My name is Graham Day. Nice. Bibby is picture in picture in picture. Good morning. We have Mr. Paquiloquent, aka Cameron, in the chat. I'll read. Nice and early in this morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tito, morning, chaps. Gagad as well. Good morning, gents. How are we all doing? Are we all good? We all good? I know I asked the question very Britishly yesterday, but I'm going to ask it again. How is the weather for you guys today? I can confirm there will be no afternoon stream content today because we have actual sun in Manchester. So we are genuinely... I mean, look at how pasty white I am. That is twofold. That is because, one, I am incredibly pasty white when we don't get sun. And two, when we do get sun, it reflects through the windows. So that's why I look almost as white as the T-shirt that I'm wearing. Nice. So yeah, going to go out and enjoy the sun today. So there will be no extra stream today. But you do get us for the next hour or so for your daily dose of gaming news. How's things, babe? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I am just finishing off the tweet that I was writing to show. Let me tag you in the image, babe. I'll tag ice cream in it as well, so we can share it. We can do a retweet kind of thing. Yeah? Reply. So the picture that was there below Bibby was a dirty calzone pizza. Shogun tweeted something yesterday. If you don't know Shogun Ash is Bibby's muted. Okay, fine. Shogun Ash is a really good mediocre streamer. I'm not joking. Is exceptional. You should absolutely go check out Show. We love Show. But he tweeted a picture. Or retweeted a video, should I say, or a picture that showed you a pizza that had a kebab inside it yesterday. Danielle actually showed it me last night as well. And it reminded me of a pizza that I had. So let me see if let's find it. Let's go. See if I can find my picture. So here is Show's tweet. Let me bring this on screen so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about. I mean, it wouldn't be an ice cream stream if we didn't have some form of dirty food conversation. Show's saying, never seen anything more Yorkshire in my life. A kebab inside a pizza. And I'm saying it as if you can see it, but you can't see it. No, you can. A kebab inside a pizza. So that's a flat pizza with doner meat inside a cheese. I mean, a doner pizza is just normal for me. I have that all the time. So that just looks standard to me. A kebab inside a pizza. Okay, I posted this picture. So that's something that was posted 14 hours ago. This was back from 2011, as you could tell from the picture quality. That's a full-size knife and fork, and that is a pizza for one. That is a calzone pizza called the pizza kebab. It's a huge calzone pizza, which is a folded pizza, and inside it has all of that kebaby goodness. Doner meat, chicken tikka, a bit of lamb doner as well, plus chili sauce, and chips, because it's not a kebab if you don't have chips. I mean, me and Bibby just been having the conversation. He's not on the train of thought. I mean, which is
I'm anti-chips.
Completely wrong, but it's fine. You're entitled to your incorrect opinions. But yeah, that from 2011, a big dirty folded calzone pizza with a kebab and chips and chili sauce inside it. It's good. I mean, it says it's good. You can see the top of the screen there. Where it looks like there's a hole in the box lid. That's how much grease is on it. You can see through it. It's like the Simpsons episode where you like, how greasy is your food? You smear it against the wall and it kind of like turns into a window and a bird flies through it. Yeah, that's good. It's good. But anyway, what kind of healthy eats have you guys got today? Nice, yeah. Anyway, if you are new here, let me give you the rundown of who we are, what we are doing, and why we're all here. I'm sure most of you know already, but my name is Graham, and this is Bibby. And as you can tell, because it says it on both of our hats, we are Ice Cream Uploads. And in true ice creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video games podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. We are here to bring you your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond, and we will give you our thoughts and our impressions on those stories. We want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions, so if you are in the chat, please feel free to get involved. We do go live at 10 a.m.-ish. 10 a.m. Ish. It's huge-ish today. It's now 20 to 12. So we go live at 10 a.m. ish each and every single weekday on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. And if you are in the chat, please feel free to get involved. We love speaking to you guys, and we love it when you guys give us your thoughts and opinions and criticisms on our thoughts and opinions. And it's important that you do that, not just because we enjoy it, but because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So please feel free to get involved on behalf of those guys watching and listening on demand. Before we start the show, first things first, ! Loot drop. You could get yourself a prize. That's all I'm saying. Leave it at that. If you don't know, check it out. Check it out. Also, ! Muscle Moose. You can get yourself some nice re-energizing snacks and drinks. If you don't know, type it in, check it out. ! Insert coin. If you don't know, you can get some exceptional content when we're not on stream. Check it out. Nice. All of the exclamations. And chatbot is dead. Fuck. I drop all three for the first time in ages, and chatbot has an update. Good things. Nice. Okay. But thank you for the command anyway, Mr. Garlic Clark. We appreciate. Even though chatbot has done his dirty there. Oh, I've got frames dropping. Is that dropping for you? Wow. I mean, the Streamlabs chatbot update has absolutely churned all of the bandwidth. So I'm not going to start with the news yet. I'm going to let it finish. You know, it's still churning. Nice. Yep, still dropping. My God. Is it stuttering for you guys now, or has it stopped? What are we looking like? I'm
looking at the preview and it looks okay.
Okay, maybe it does actually look good for me now. There's no, it was just dropping as chatbot was downloading the update. So I mean, how big are chatbot updates? Chatbot is like 4 bytes. Sweet. Anyway, chatbot should hopefully be running now. If anyone does want to give that.
So.
Wow, there's a blast from the past. It's been what? Weeks? Hey, how's life? How's things? A few of you in the chat may know who Soph is. I won't call Soph out. But if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And Sophie wants you to know, then she'll let you know. Until that point, she just remains Sophie Hack 16. How's things? How's work? How's stuff? Is it all good? Is it all good? David says, I like a kebab with chips or nuggets. Why is nuggets blocked? Okay, let me click allow on that one. Don't know why, but okay. I mean, it says nougats, but I don't understand why chatbot thought that was a swear word. God damn it. It dropped a few frames, but it's all right. See, it's still a bit stuttery in the preview for me, but if it's all right for you, then that's fine. That's the main thing done. Oh fuck! Not Sophie Hack 16, says Mr. T in the chat. I believe you two know each other. Yeah, feel free to get acquainted in the chat. Nice. Okay, let's jump into some news. First thing first, yes, Bibby does have an agenda against Naughty Dog. If you've seen our tweet, Bibby has gone in saying they can't handle working as a company, as a multifaceted development platform. They just struggle. No, I didn't say that. He didn't say that. He just started the conversation. Which is this. Let me bring it on screen. Let me show you what we're talking about today. Today's lead story. Let's get rid of the names. You don't want to see that over the top of it. Today's lead story is Naughty Dog says it's struggling with multi-project development. This is written by Andy Robinson at VGC, and the tagline says, "We definitely have multiple projects, but only one that is getting the lion's share of the focus." That's a quote from Naughty Dog. So let's jump into the article to see exactly what they're talking about. Naughty Dog's co-president has said The Last of Us studio is still struggling to fully implement a multi-project development strategy, and revealed that it currently has several games stuck in pre-production. The PlayStation developer first attempted to embrace a multi-project model following the completion of 2009's Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, with designers Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann establishing a second team to create The Last of Us, alongside the group working on a third Uncharted. However, Evan Wells told AIAS in a new Game Maker's Notebook podcast, transcribed by VGC, that Naughty Dog was ultimately unable to maintain 2 full productions, with one project inevitably gaining favour and pulling resources from the other. And it's an issue the studio still struggles with today. Quote, "We tried our first major multi-project development with The Last of Us," Wells said. "At the end of Uncharted 2, Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann went off to start designing that, although they did spend a good solid 3 or 4 months working on Jak and Daxter before they decided to shelve it and focus on something new. They embarked on that, and the idea was we would build a team around it and have 2 teams going at once, and we just did not achieve that at all." He added, the amount of effort that was required to finish Uncharted 3 at the time was stealing resources away from The Last of Us, and we never got to the point where we had 2 full productions going. I would say even today, we're just short of that. We definitely have multiple projects, but only one that is getting the lion's share of the focus at any time. We don't have 2 projects that have several hundred people on them. We have one project and then some that are in pre-production or maybe just creeping out of pre-production, but we'll have to wait until the main focus is completed before we move everybody off of that project. Like many AAA studios, Naughty Dog is taking longer to produce its big blockbuster action games as the resources required to build modern games increases. The Last of Us Part 2, released in 2020, 7 years after its predecessor. In comparison, the studio released 3 Uncharted games between 2007 and 2011. According to a recent Bloomberg report, Naughty Dog is currently working on a multiplayer game, likely The Last of Us Part 2's Factions, and working with an outside studio on a PS5 remake of the original Last of Us. Wells claimed during the AIS podcast, do you know, actually, we can stop there. We can stop there. If you want to read the rest of the article, we will put the link into the chat. But you get the idea. Naughty Dog is a very well-established developer with some incredibly well-established titles and franchises, but can't work on more than one at once. Bib, what are your thoughts?
I mean, who'd have thought that if you are low on resources, having multiple projects running at the same time, it would end up turning out to not be the best idea? Who'd have thought that?
I know.
It just, I don't know who's making decisions like this. I imagine it's someone who's earning a lot of money, who has a lot of stake on things like this, and they think, I tell you what, we'll have as many projects as we can potentially handle, have 3 or 4 people working on each one, and then we put them all out and we'll earn billions.
Ta-da.
Then you realise that the game that they're going to be putting out is nowhere near the kind of quality that you've come to expect from a Naughty Dog game. Yeah, it's genuinely baffling how they think that could even be a thing. These games, like you've got IPs like The Last of Us, like you've got Uncharted, like Jack and Dexter. I mean, working on games like that for 4 months and then shelving one of them because you want to work on something else, that's fair, absolutely fair enough. The chances are that game probably wouldn't have even been announced, so there's no expectations. It's just something that's being worked on in the background. It's coming along nicely, and then until something else comes on. If you're prioritizing work based on status of the IP, then that makes absolute sense. But just like trimming down your workload and just trying to spread it out across multiple things, that's never going to work. So yeah, this is as much as I want to say this isn't news, it should be news to people who think that they can try and over manage something and try to reap as many rewards as they can whilst not putting out the quality that people come to expect and what your company is known for. I mean, that's just like business 101, surely.
I'm trying to remember who it was. It was. It was absolutely Mr. T. It was Asim Tanvir himself. No, there was a conversation from TakeTwo. Obviously, Asim's probably not going to be able to comment on this, but there was a conversation from TakeTwo angle. Was it TakeTwo were requesting Rockstar make more titles to create more revenue? See, that's basically where the trade-off here is. You've got Naughty Dog that has multiple titles and multiple successful titles. The balance and the trade-off is quality or expediency. Do you want it fast or do you want it to be exceptional? And naturally, Take-Two as a business would make the decision of, we want both, please. We know that the more we release, the more money we can make. And Rockstar's like, okay, but we can only release until we're good. And that's where the trade-off is. Obviously, Naughty Dog is both parts of that effectively. Obviously, Sony helped with the Take-Two-ish kind of bit. But it shows you just how simple it isn't. Obviously, Take-Two want more games. Rockstar want the biggest and best games. But if you just spend all your life, all of your time developing GTA 5, GTA 6, GTA 7, whatever thing that Rockstar's working on, then eventually you'll put so much money into it that you have almost an insurmountable task bringing it back. I know GTA is a shit example to use when I'm talking about earning money back, because that's all that game ever does. but it's the trade-off, and everyone always goes, well, it's the developer. Side with the developer, give them the time, let them to do. But there is a breaking point. If a developer spends too long making a game, too much time, too much resources, doesn't make enough money on that game, then there isn't going to be a future one, because that developer's not going to exist, and that's where the trade-off is. It's quite satisfying to hear that the makers of Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4, Golden Abyss, and all the rest, plus The Last of Us 1, 2, Lost Legacy, and the Crash games, Jak and Daxter's, these people that make these games are actually human. It's nice because pretty much anyone that's been in an environment, particularly in video games, but it will be applicable to anything that has any major launches, you will have to prioritize resources. You will have to take people off of one project to focus on another one. I know that's something that we have as a marketing agency, as Jelly Media. We have to do that all the time. We have to restructure. You have to be pretty agile with the way that you work, reactive. So basically, what I'm saying is we are just as good as Naughty Dog. That's effectively it. That's what I'm saying. It's confirmed. Nice. But yeah, it's not a surprise. It's interesting to have the conversation around it, but it's definitely not a surprise. What it does, though, it does kind of justify the £70 price tag that you're going to be putting on, that you're going to be spending on the next PS5 game that you buy that's a major release. I know nobody wants to spend any more, and I know particularly within the world that we're in at the moment, nobody wants to spend any more because everyone wants to just play it a bit safe. But that example that it gave within the article, where are we? It took 7 years to release The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020 after its predecessor in 2013. However, Uncharted released 3 games in 4 years. So it took 7 years for one game, but before that, it took almost annual releases, almost a game a year. So that game took 7 times as long to develop as Uncharted 2, which... Don't get me wrong. I mean, I still haven't played it, so I can't really comment. Although I nearly did start it. I've now got to flip a coin to see whether the next game I play is Uncharted, not Uncharted, Last of Us Part 2 or Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. Anyway, but one game is exceptionally good. Uncharted 2, an incredible game. Uncharted 3, an incredible game. But would you say that The Last of Us Part 2 is 7 times better than one of those games? Some people might, but the overwhelming majority of people say, no, they're both exceptional games. They're all exceptional games. But that's the difference. One does take 7 times more resources and time to put it together. So should you pay 7 times as much? Well, you're paying the same price for it. Whereas now, obviously, games have gone up a little bit. So I know a lot of people don't want video games to go up because of, there's in-app purchases and companies make millions and billions and stuff. And then the finance share isn't right. The people that are developing aren't getting paid as much as the guys at the top and all of those conversations. But it does go to show you that video games definitely aren't balanced financially or haven't been balanced financially when you look at it in that sort of light. Anyway, let's jump back into the chats. Sophie says, things are good. I've been tuning in constantly to get my Bibby and Dayman fix. You goddamn right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Nice. Don't you start with me, Asim Tanvir. I will not revive you. There we go. We're acquainted every night almost on Warzone. Okay. Who's the carry and who's the carry-e and who's the carrier? What's the roles? Do let us know. So it says, I prefer munitions. Has someone got a lisp? Munitions? Thanks. For it's almost like this making video games business is tough or something, says Mr. T. And I mean, who'd have thunk it? As much as I absolutely adore The Last of Us, and I'll stick by it. Oh, my monitor just froze and came back. Nice. As much as I absolutely adore The Last of Us, and I'll stick by it being one of my favorite games of all time, the announcement that a remake of the game is coming to the PS5 is baffling to me. It's far too soon for a remake. Do you know what? I have only just twigged. Remake literally has completely washed over me. I've seen the word remake and read remastered. I did not twig I completely agree with that bit. I'm going to finish reading the comment though. The announcement that a remake of the game is coming to the PS5 is baffling to me. It's far too soon for a remake, and I would much rather than do something else. Will I play it? Of course. Do I want that rather than something different? Nope. Did I say Mr. T? That was Gary Clark's comment, by the way. Damn. Yeah, I did. Do you know what? Completely missed it. Completely missed that was a remake. Absolutely. Just, I read it, and my mind has just gone, yeah, remastered. It's another. The Last of Us has been remastered on another generation again. I disagree. I disagree with their decision. I completely agree with Gary Clark's comment that it's a game that came out on the last gen and the gen before. It's a game that's so recent. I don't play old games, but I played through this in the last 6 months on stream. Oh, actually, it was probably the last 8-9 months or whatever it was on stream. So that's how recent it is. It doesn't need a remake. It looks incredible. It looks like a next-gen game right now. So says, put it this way, my back hurts. Ooh. Games cost more to develop, yes, but what are the sales like? The argument costs more to develop is kind of misleading. Any product's retail price is set by development cost divided by expected sales. No, it isn't. Shut up, Tito. What are you on about, mate? God, you don't even know. God. Multi-project studios are complicated and hard work in normal times, but in these pandemic times, tougher, hugely tougher. The consumer, for the most part, doesn't understand this, okay? But I think that we need to get to a point where they need to, more from an educational point of view. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. There's a lot that is assumed. There's a lot of assumed gaps that have been plugged, particularly from a consumer point of view. There's a lot that I know and that I've seen and that I can't comment on for various reasons. That working in the games industry, that the consumers just aren't even aware of, to be ignorant of. Which it's like if you know something but you choose to not acknowledge it, that's ignorance. But if you don't know of it, then I suppose it could class it as ignorance, but it's a little bit different. So yeah, there's I'm going down a completely different rabbit hole. I know we're talking about multi-project dev, but yeah, video game development is a hugely complex system, or system of systems, as it seems with this. If you've got multiple teams working on multiple projects simultaneously, it's definitely difficult. And if Naughty Dog can struggle with it, and Naughty Dog have consistently hit it out of the park, then it shows you how successful companies like Activision have been. I know that's another company that people don't like to give a lot of credit to, but Activision has. It's obviously subjectively, but they have multiple teams. I mean, is it still 3 studios? Do they still have 3 studios? Activision, Treyarch, and who's the other one? Sledgehammer? Is it
Sledgehammer?
So to have 3 different teams working in tandem, and yes, they do split the resources around, but to do that, and yeah, it was a little bit patchy at first, but arguably they're making a decent job of it. But it shows you if Activision and Naughty Dog struggle with it, then it's no surprise that it's not something that's just super easy to get. Achieve. Lake says, just here to drink my coffee and then back to work. Okay, give us the details.
Thanks for stopping by.
What's in the coffee? Are we talking like just a nice straightforward instant coffee? Or we go? Is it like a fresh brewed? Are we talking a latte, flat white? Do we have sugar? Do we have milk? We need the details. This is the scoop. Give us the scoop, my man. Anyway. Naughty Dog says it's struggling with multi-project development. So there you go. Let's move ahead. Where should we go next? Do you know what? Let's get into the realm of Bib. I think we go that way. I've just rejigged my order.
Let's do it.
But it's fine. Resident Evil Village has you murdering creatures to make delectable meals. Written by Shaun Prescott for the PC Gamer 10 hours ago. How about some goat stew? Resident Evil Village has animals you can slaughter, which is a first for the series. In the video above, well, losing my voice then, courtesy of Game Informer, you can see Ethan Winters shooting fish, pigs, a billy goat, and chickens with a pistol. In a horror game where ammunition is scarce, you'd think Ethan would, I don't know, pick the chickens up and twist their necks, or at least melee punch them to death. But no, he pumps that poultry full of lead. That sounds like a euphemism. As the video explains, once you've slain the beast and extracted their meat, that also sounds like a euphemism. You can take it to the Duke's kitchen, where the Duke himself will prepare meals offering permanent buffs and perks. For example, if you gather the right ingredients for the bird and beast pilaf and then eat it, you'll get a permanent reduction in damage when guarding. The Duke also has an emporium, God love him, and that's where you'll upgrade weapons, craft ammo, and buy stuff. The game's currency can be found on falling enemies. The undead still use cash, or by selling precious items found throughout the game. One upgrade example is reducing the sway on a sniper rifle or increasing the damage of a pistol. All the better for killing fish. The Resident Evil Village release date is May the 7th. It's actually not just about Resident Evil Village release date. I believe, is it tonight? The Resident Evil showcase, like Village showcase?
Showcase, yeah.
Nice.
11 o'clock tonight. It's a late one.
Bib, obviously you're going to be playing Resident Evil Village on stream. Are you excited?
Absolutely, on launch.
To choke your chicken on stream?
Yes. It's really weird this because I didn't even because City was on last night. I wasn't really paying attention to anything else that was going on apart from we're going out of Europe again in the quarterfinals, but obviously we ended up going through. But apart from away from the football stuff, when I came back last night, I got a text from Massim, and it was a link to not this article, but to the video. So I watched the video and I was just like, I was a bit taken back as to how this game's going to play, because it looks to me like it's Resident Evil, obviously. Resident Evil 4 in terms of the inventory management and everything else that you can do within the game. But then it's like in buffs and increasing your your crafting materials and stuff like that. It's really weird. It's like Resident Evil, Dragon Age, Breath of the Wild. It's like all of these seem to be all putting together. Now I hope that doesn't make for a I don't know. I'm looking at the clips that we've been given here. This is obviously just a very small, brief snapshot because they're going to save the best. I'm surprised we even got this yesterday. I genuinely thought they would have saved this for the showcase tonight. But for some reason, I thought they'll put this out a day earlier and with an exclusive to Game Informer. So I'm interested to see how this all plays out because I hope it's a little bit more scarier than what's been made in the little brief trailer things that we're seeing here and how things work. But overall, I think it's going to be good. I'm struggling to put it into words really because I'm not too sure how everything that we've seen so far, like Lady Dimitrescu, she doesn't strike fear into me. I hope that changes. Like, yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I'm going to be playing it. I'm probably going to enjoy the hell out of it. But there's certain things that are popping up when I'm thinking, it seems to have taken another step back rather than doubling down on what made Resident Evil 7 so good.
It does. I'm not a Resident Evil person. I mean, I'm not a Resident Evil person. I'm just not Bib. I'm not like a diehard fan. So I'm almost looking at this as someone that's a noob. I did play through Resident Evil 2. I do have Resident Evil 3. I don't know whose copy of Resident Evil 2 it is. I don't know. It just showed up in my house. I mean, there you go.
It's conveniently something ended up in my house.
Star Wars.
Fallen Order. I'm not sure about that, but yeah.
Swaps unintentionally forever. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at it pretty much fresh eyes, and the idea of being able to slaughter animals and use them as materials and upgrades kind of stuff, that I don't mind. But is that what I think of for Resident Evil? The reason I don't mind that is because I instantly think of how many hours I spent on Metal Gear Solid 3 catching snakes with traps and stunning them and getting alligators or crocodiles or whatever they were in the jungle bit and like slashing them with a knife until they broke into little pieces, and then you can catch bits of their meat as rations, and you have to use them before it starts to go off because she'll start to feel ill and all this stuff. I quite like that stuff, but that's like I mean not that Metal Gear is a survival game, it's a stealth game, but that's more survivally upgraded stuff. Yeah. That's not what I think of for Resident Evil. So it does kind of it's not a bad addition, but is that what I'd be expecting Resident Evil to be focusing on? Maybe not. But I mean yeah, especially after
it's like they've rolled Resi 4 into this.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it's like.
And like hearing the way that you've been speaking previously around like how they've changed direction, how PT helped with the change of direction of the like the horror game industry. It's not just about action, weird distracted stuff. It's about getting in. I know PT is a completely different thing from Resident Evil, different type of horror, getting into your mind and stuff. But this just is yeah, it's. We had a conversation off stream. I won't give you all of the details, but me and Bibby having a conversation about DayZ and State of Decay 2. And State of Decay 2's base building stuff changes what the game is from DayZ. Not in a bad way. It's a different game, and this isn't necessarily in a bad way. But if you're after Resident Evil core, for me, that makes it into a different game. Then, so I'm not too sure about that. And then obviously zombies just chilling around with wads of cash in their pockets. I mean, standard, yeah, for sure.
That's what I mean. You're shooting a fish, and then a load of change falls out. A little bit weird, but yeah, I mean, this. I hope this hits. I mean, that when I played the demo of it, that was cool. I can't remember being scared in it, if I'm being honest, but we'll see. I think 7 was such a good horror game, because it was in a confined space. You was in a house, and then you ended up going to assault mines and stuff like that. It's a very, very good atmospheric. I don't want to say corridor shooter because it genuinely wasn't, but it's just a very claustrophobic environment. I hope that introducing all the stuff that you've seen from Resident Evil 4 with the likes of the inventory management, weapon upgrades, and using coins to upgrade your guns by levels and stuff like that. I hope that stuff doesn't hinder the horror. We won't know until the game comes out, unfortunately. But either way, it's not really swayed my excitement for the game. I'm very, very interested to see how Ethan Winters' story continues from 7, and what part Chris Redfield has to play after, once again, his model being changed from Resident Evil 7 to Resident Evil 8 to make him look more like Chris Redfield. So yeah, we've not got long to wait now. Is it 24 days or something like that? Excited.
And just a few hours, as Soph says, 11 p.m. UK time is the showcase.
Yeah.
Mr. C says Resident Evil cooking mama. Exactly. There you go. Oh, Bibby is starting to look less pixelated now as well, because I realised that yesterday's afternoon stream ended massively abruptly, so I restarted the PC. I forget that when I restart my PC, that Epic Games Launcher, Origin, and Steam all kick into life. So that's probably part of the reason why frames were dropping, because the PC was restarted. Nice. Gary says, this is going down well with animal rights. Exactly.
Yeah.
And okay, I guess if you break it down, they do tick the survival part of survival horror with the aspects / gameplay mechanics. You kill to eat to survive. Bibby's a hero when he chugs orange juice by the pint. That's it. He's usually got
drink busy stuff.
He's usually got do you know when it's summer and everyone suddenly goes, I know I've been drinking brews and coffee and lager from the can, but now I want a big jug of prosecco. Like, fuck it, let's get some not prosecco. What's the fucking Pimm's? That's it, Pimm's. Get some cucumber. Let's get some strawberry and stuff in it. I mean, don't even know what Pimm's was, but now I'm drinking it like I'm at Wimbledon. Let's have some of that. Yeah, that's those big Pimm's jugs. That's Bibby and orange juice.
I love that. Cordial.
Bit of Vimto.
And I wish I was sponsored by Vimto. Cordial and orange juice, they're my 2 drinks of choice. I don't really drink fizzy stuff unless it's beer. I've just got no interest in it.
My waist reflects my drinking stuff, so creaminess, not like that. So milkshakes, cold coffees, warm coffees, milky stuffs. Give me that stuff. Yes, please. I'm dying. It's about how they mix it in with the horror. Like, I hope this is not a huge part of the game and only happens during certain sections. Even then, you're under pressure. I have to make it risk-reward decisions. And that's kind of the key thing, really. I mean, obviously, this is under a microscope for us now. It's the same way that when you watch a referee's decision in a football game and it goes on to VAR and they're making the call based on it in like 0.01 slow-mo speed. And it's like, he's had about 15 seconds to see it there. It's like in real life, it's like, boom. Opportunity's gone. That's kind of this. Yeah. We've got this under the microscope. So we've pulled this out. It's not in context. Mr. Aaron Drake, thank you for the host. Good morning, evening, sir. How are you doing? So yeah, this has been pulled out and is yeah. Are we making more of something than it is. We don't know, but we will probably hopefully see tonight, 11 p.m. as Sophie's confirmed UK time. That Resident Evil Showcase stream will take place. If you do want to see updates from that and you don't get to watch it, then just check out Bibby's Twitter feed or Ice Cream Upload's Twitter feed, wherever he's going to react from it, because you know what Bibby's like. He's proper reactive all the time, just always getting it. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have it covered. We'll have it covered. I say he will have it covered. I would sit there and go, yeah, that's nice, mate. Yeah, nice.
I'll talk about it tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. You'll hear all our thoughts and impressions then.
Yeah. Do you know what, Bib? I don't want to come back tomorrow and hear your thoughts and impressions. I want to hear your thoughts and impressions on scary horror games right now. Speaking of which, could you tell me your thoughts and impressions on the House of the Dead remake before you give me those thoughts and impressions, though? Let's run through this news article by Matt Wales at Eurogamer. It says, here's a first look at the House of the Dead remake coming to Switch later this year. Cast your mind back to 2019. You might recall the news that a number of House of the Dead remakes were on the way. Now, publisher Forever Entertainment and developer Megapixel Studio have shared first footage of their zombie shooter Spruce Up running on Switch. Forever Entertainment, let me hit play on this. And mute noise. Forever Entertainment, which published Megapixel Studios' uneven but enjoyable Panzer Dragoon remake last year, previously confirmed House of the Dead 1 and 2 would both be getting the remake treatment, but today's reveal focuses solely on the first game. Sega originally released House of the Dead 1 into arcades in 1996, sending players as either Agent Thomas Rogan or his partner G, you know them right, on a first-person on-rails rampage through a spooky old mansion, using their light gun to obliterate the undead creations of the evil Dr. Curian. As you'd imagine, House of the Dead remake follows the same classic formula, albeit with a considerable visual makeover. As glimpsed in the trailer above, and Forever Entertainment is promising a whole new entourage and gameplay changes to suit modern gaming standards, whatever those ultimately might prove to be. There's no word on other platforms for Megapixel's House of the Dead remake just yet, but it's scheduled to arrive on Switch later this year. Would you be playing House of the Dead remake, babe?
I love House of the Dead. Fun fact, me and Mike Reed used to play these all the time. We had it on Dreamcast. Oh, he had it on Dreamcast, shall I say. And what else did it come out for? We had the light guns. I don't think it came out for the PlayStation. I can't remember what else it came out for, but I absolutely love House of the Dead. I wonder if this is going to be a light gun game. Can you get attachments for Nintendo? I've never even looked, so I genuinely have no idea. Can you buy gun attachments like light gun stuff for Nintendo Switch?
Good question. Let's
because it's a pain in the ass to play these type of games. Because I've got House of the Dead. I've got it on my Xbox, the original Xbox House of the Dead 3, I think it is, and it is a massive pain in the ass to move your analog stick for the crosshair to get across the screen in time to be able to see it. Especially when zombies are just popping up at you, it's very difficult to be able to maneuver them to the other side of the screen. So if this is a light gun game, that'll be amazing.
I don't know. I mean, a quick Google looks like I'm going to be jumping down a rabbit hole if I do look at this. And literally from 2018, I found a Reddit thread. Could the Switch do light gun games? Yesterday, I saw a new House of the Dead game is being released in Japanese arcades very soon. And it got me thinking, could the Switch do light gun games? Question. The one Joy-Con has an IR camera, but I don't know if that would be used. More likely, we just get some rail shooters with gyro controls. Doubt it. If you point at the TV,
surely that is the case. Nintendo Switch light gun. They have one.
Let me just, whilst we're doing this, boop, 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 boop.
Hello.
There we go. You look like you're in sync now. Nice. It was just, it never caught up after the resources used by Epic and all the rest. So, but you're back. No, okay. So go on then. You found a light gun.
Yes, but it looks like it was for. There's a game called Big Buck Hunter, where I imagine it's like shooting deer and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a gun for that you can put both of your Joy-Cons into, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, light gun games are possible in Nintendo Switch, so hopefully this will be one of them. I know, obviously, your brother just put in the chat. Then the old school light guns don't work on non-CRT TVs. Yep, that's been the bane of my life since the HD TVs came out. But with the AR stuff that's in there, this should work, surely.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, if not, it'd be awkward as feck sat there with your gun-shaped peripheral, but then using your trigger sticks to move the icon around the screen as where you're going to be shooting. Yeah.
You could do it with a Wii.
Let's go back.
Because I had that for Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles. I had a gunshot thing
from 12-ish lunchtime. The same thing. So the same thing happened yesterday, and it's happened again today. And you know what the answer is going to be when you ring up Sky and ask them why the internet keeps dropping off? They'll go, "Well, you've got too many devices on the Wi-Fi."
Yeah.
And, you do realize that you are watching Twitch. It's like, and I've got fucking 80 meg broadband minimum kind of thing. Like, watching one stream shouldn't be the end of the world. Anyway, do we need to crowdfund for a new PC for Graham? It's not the PC. it's the interwebs. It's the interwebs. Sky. The worst thing is we can't get any better. Like, from where I'm sat, I can see Salford Shopping Centre. And if you go into Salford Shopping Centre, not so much anymore because of COVID, but there's usually a bloke stood there with a Virgin Media clipboard and a stand behind him going, do you want Virgin Media broadband? And I'm the knobhead. Like, most people kind of like arc the way around these people. I beeline straight at him, go, yes, I do. Give me your 300 meg. He's like, nice. Can I just get your... And I'm like, postcode? Yeah, of course you can. I'll give you my postcode. And he's like, all right, okay, well, I can see this is not going to go well. So types his postcode in. I'm sorry, but we don't have any plans to ever give you super fast broadband more than 80 meg in your area. I know! And then walk off grumpy as fuck.
It's dumb. Like, how close you are to the city centre, I can't believe that you don't have them. I'm way out of it here. I mean, I can get into town in 25 minutes, but I'm at the arse end of Manchester, so I can understand why I don't have it, but you're right in the heart of Manchester, so I don't understand how you don't have it.
It's ridiculous. Like, literally, it's almost like we are in a black spot, a signal black spot, because you go around like all the other streets and it's like, yeah, the 500 meg, mate, don't you? Like, oh, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. And then it's here, it's like, yep, we get 1 gig eventually. If you add it all together over the space of a few weeks, yeah, maybe we'll get up to 1 gig. Nice. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Tell you what, I'm going to be earning my crust today putting our list show together, aren't I?
You might as well just miss out the middle bit because we're on part 3 of the stream. Just nothing happened in part 2. We'll just go straight from part.
Yeah. If put a link in the chat.
If you hear from part 1, this is part 3. Nothing happened in part 2. It's fine. You're good. It's good. House of the Dead is being remade. Nice. There we go. Finally, let's wrap things up then, because the internet is shitting itself. I mean, there will be no afternoon streams today anyway. We've said already at the start of the show, but it's a good job because it looks like the internet's not strong enough to maintain. Nice, nice. If you get an offer from Sky to upgrade your internet to get the brand new, faster hub, do not do it. Do not do it. The worst thing is like, I mean, I'm not that I need the hub really matters because I'm plugged in. I'm using a wired connection, but like I have a Wi-Fi extender in the setup behind me, hidden away. There's a SkyQ box in there, which is also a Wi-Fi hotspot. There's a SkyQ box in Chloe's room. Then just at the bottom of the stairs, which is just down there, is the main hub. And literally underneath me is another SkyQ box. So I am just surrounded by Wi-Fi. Not that I'm using Wi-Fi, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm on the Wi-Fi, if I'm plugged in or what. The internet just goes boom. And then you open up your SkyQ app and it goes, yep, you've got a perfect signal. So have I? Great. Anyway, ran it over. Woosah. Final news story of the day. Graham puts his big boy pants on and stops moaning. Is from Chris Scullion at VGC. And he says, McDonald's Pokémon Happy Meals are coming to the UK following US scalper chaos. I mean, do we need more scalpers in our lives? I mean, we can't buy graphics cards or PlayStations or Xboxes or sneakers. If you're a sneakerhead and you want some new Jordans, you can't buy any more trainers. No, it doesn't happen. Well, now you're not going to be able to buy Happy Meals, or at least that's kind of the basis of the story. Scalpers went to extreme lengths to obtain 25th anniversary Pokemon cards in the US. McDonald's will be selling Pokemon Happy Meals in the UK from May the 19th, possibly containing the highly sought after 25th anniversary cards, which caused widespread sellouts in the US. The fast food chain's latest Happy Meal range, based on SpongeBob SquarePants, launched in the UK today, and the boxes feature a small tab at the top stating that Pokemon is coming soon to Happy Meal, as shown in an image captured by VGC Reader showing internal scheduling. The SpongeBob range is due to run from today until May the 18th, at which point it will be replaced with the Pokemon range. Although the contents of these Happy Meals has not yet been confirmed, they will not include a plastic toy. McDonald's UK and Ireland pledged to remove plastic toys from their Happy Meals starting in 2021. The previous range of Happy Meals... Okay, we don't need to know about previous range of Happy Meals. Let's go down to McDonald's Happy Meal US shortages. Fans of Pokemon trading card game will be hoping that the Pokemon Happy Meals include the special edition McDonald's 25th anniversary Pokemon cards that were included with Happy Meals in North America in February. This special set was exclusive to the Happy Meal range and included 25 cards covering all the starter Pokemon from the history of the series. There are 50 cards in the set, normal and foil versions of each, and they each have a 25th anniversary logo on them. Happy Meals in North America came with packs containing 4 cards, which led to reports of scalpers buying Happy Meals in bulk to try and resell complete sets on eBay. Yeah, that's it. That's why I'm here. I'm buying 17 Happy Meals because I'm a scalper. That's what it is. McDonald's restaurants had to place restrictions on Happy Meal sales after they were targeted by scalpers reselling the cards on auction sites for hundreds of dollars. According to social media reports, some collectors were even buying the Happy Meals in mass numbers in the hopes of obtaining new cards and throwing out the food. McDonald's eventually released a statement acknowledging the extreme length customers were going to in order to obtain the Happy Meal cards. Quote, "With such significant demand for our promotional Pokemon TCG cards, and some fans even going to extreme lengths to get them, we're working quickly to address shortages and also strongly encouraging restaurants to set a reasonable limit on Happy Meals sold per customer," it said. "We want to offer the full Happy Meal experience to as many families as possible and help ensure everyone is able to get in on the fun." Look at that. Feck me. Just tonight, we'll be opening some Pokemon packs. I mean, that's a little bit different in terms of it's someone content-wise. He has an aim to it, but is it really different? Is it acceptable to buy so much food and throw it away? I know he's worked for his money and stuff, but just don't wash with me. It's yet to be confirmed if UK Happy Meals will also contain those cards. So we'll stop there. Bib. McDonald's potentially getting Pokemon cards in their Happy Meals. Would you be pissed if you go to your local McDonald's and there's a queue 25 deep and every car comes out with a boot full of Happy Meals? Not that you're particularly after the Happy Meals, but yeah. What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone loves to collect something. A lot of people's, nowadays it seems to have gone back to 2000. Like Pokemon cards seem to be all the range, whether or not. Thing that always annoyed me back then is that a lot of people never traded them. It was just a collectible. Never battled with them. It was just a collectible thing. And now it seems to be the same thing again. Like I always wanted to be able to battle, but no one ever wanted to. So I was just stuck there collecting these cards. Like, fine, I like to collect stuff, but I'd much rather battle with them. That's why I was massively into the Game Boy game, the Pokemon trading card one. I absolutely adored that. I love playing the TGC game. So if you actually went to a shop and you bought some Pokemon cards, you could scan the QR code that gets in there, and you can put that deck or that pack into your game. So you have all these cards to be able to play with. So this is a bit extreme, buying bootfuls of Happy Meal cards just to collect these. But if people are making a load of money out of it, you can't. Who am I to tell someone how not to spend their money? Do with it what you want. It is a bit extreme, especially if you were just willing to buy 20 Happy Meals just for the stuff that's inside it, but then bin the food. That seems a bit of a waste. Like, I'm sure if you went to the bottom of your street or something, there may be a homeless bloke knocking about, just giving one of the boxes or something. Morally, it feels a bit wrong to bin all the food, but again, you paid for it. You can technically do whatever you want with it, but sure, there's a better use of that food going elsewhere. Again, people are a bit crazy at the best of times. So yeah, if that's what your bag is, I mean, if I go to McDonald's, will I buy a Happy Meal just to be able to get some of the cards? Probably not. does that not mean that I won't take my nephews, buy them a Happy Meal, then take the shit out of the box? Maybe. But at least then it's served a purpose and they're still being fed. I don't know. I like the thought of all of this stuff being put into the boxes. It's just weird how they're going to be distributing the food afterwards. It just feels morally wrong a bit.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's consumerism. You've earned your money. You can spend it on what you want. Is the basis of it, but it's so shit. The whole scalping mentality of let's just buy it, exhaust the supply, and then hold everyone at ransom for the ability to have these kids that have been in the world a few years and seen nothing but the enjoyment of Pokemon. Suddenly get what Gary calls in the chat an unhappy meal. That's what it is. It's an unhappy meal. Going to McDonald's. I mean, feck it. I'm already unhappy if there's a mega queue because people are like full on going after it. But fine. Do you know what? I'm in a queue as well. I'm part of the problem as well. So it's fine. Yeah. Okay. We'll wait through the queue. You go through the mega queue to then be told, actually, we can sell the Happy Meal, but we've got none of the toys. It's just like, well, it's not a Happy Meal. And then the guy in front of you is just driving off, like. Someone's come up to his car window. Can you just pull into bay one, please, while we get your meal ready? 27 boxes. And you just, nope, I'm getting out of the car. Fucking windmill. Nah,
in a bit.
it's. I mean, Epic Skill says, fucking seriously, scalping over Happy Meal cards. What has this world dropped to now? Some people are low, but scalpers set new ways to be even lower, and that's what it is. It's just, it's capitalism, but it's so dirty and underhanded. Like capitalism is about making as much profit as you can within the rule set, but scalping is bending the rules, and that's the issue. It's not breaking the rules, but it's bending them, and it's just shit. It's just shit. I blame the hamburgers as Tito. I do too. God damn it. Let me jump back up, actually. Once again, shout out to Mr. Tharian Drake for the host this morning. Do appreciate that, dude. 18 minutes ago. I did see the comments as you came in, and I was going to react to them at the time, but then the internet decided to kill itself 3 times or whatever it was in that meantime. So, Epic Skill says Drake Raid. Hey! Just had a typo, so it's not official. Unofficial raid from Drake. Okay. I don't. What do we mean? Unofficial raid? What did he raid someone else? Like Ice Chrome uploads or something like that? Ice Cream uplads. Cameron guiding the raid as well for OP3. That's fine. We'll drop a raid on OP3 when we finish the stream. That's good. That's good. Mr. T says, watching this, all I have to say is bring back Time Crisis, you cowards, and bring back light guns too. Thanks.
Agreed.
It would be good just to have old motion controls, says Mr. T. That was obviously the previous story. The stream went to shit, so we kind of missed those comments. But yeah. Fast forwarding. Graham, are you on AOL dial-up? To be fair, AOL dial-up would probably be more consistent than Sky. The thing is, at least with AOL dial-up, you know that you've got a minimum level, and your minimum level is also your maximum level. Sky just goes, yeah, super great, but not yet. Actually, yeah, it's super good again. Oh, but actually, one sec. No, yeah, definitely good. Definitely good.
It's a warm up for 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you're like, okay, is it good? Is it good? Oh, it seems good now. It seems nice. Yeah, we're having fun. We're playing games, and then it just drops again. Fuck's sake! And that is probably what makes it frustrating more than anything. House of the Dead were amazing with the gun. Oh, there we go. Baby killed the stream with that link. What was the link again? It was a link through to the gun. Yeah, I get
it was
you now.
the link to. Yeah.
Gagad said, though, he did say, do we need crowdfunding for a new PC for Graham? And I did say no, it's for the internet. But if we do want to set up crowdfunding to buy me some new stuff, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. It's fine. If you want to buy me some stuff, then I'll take it. Yeah. Baby, get the beers in, as that edit is going to be brutal. It's me. I know the sun's out. I'm just ruining his day. I just keep pressing the end stream button and then starting it again. Oh no, it went off. What are the chances?
You will not leave.
Capitalism, fuck that. I blame the parents. Oh well, there is that too. He was tired, so he typed ice cream raid, but we still made it. Yay! Do you know what? I appreciate the thought as well. The fact that he was typing it out. What a guy.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. For anyone that doesn't know, check out Tharian's streams as well. He does stream early morning for us, late midnight-ish for Canada, but we appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you very much. So yeah, let's give you a quick recap. Obviously, if you are watching this on YouTube, this is part 76 of our 1 hour-ish stream. The stories were Naughty Dog struggles with multi-project development. So despite making some of the best games the world has ever seen, Naughty Dog, as experienced as it is, Sirens, that's Salford Life here. Naughty Dog, as experienced as it is, has been struggling with running multiple projects at once. But that's standard. That's standard. It shows just how complex games can be. Resident Evil Village wants you to murder creatures so that you can turn them into food and supplies and just basically upgrade your character as you go. More on Resident Evil Village tonight. There is a showcase at 11 p.m. UK time. We will bring you the updates on that tomorrow. Then we moved into the story when the internet decided to shit itself. House of the Dead is being remade for the Switch, and that will be coming to the Switch later this year. We don't really know how that's going to work, and we tried to look into it, and that's when the internet shit itself, so we just moved ahead to the last story, which didn't really raise the bar too much beyond that, because we go from one thing that's confusing to one thing that's just downright stupid. McDonald's Pokémon Happy Meals are coming to the UK. That's not downright stupid. That's downright wonderful. If you like McDonald's food, which I do, and if you like Pokémon, which I do, and you like freebies, which I do, but then find out that people are scalping over it, but, that's the world we live in. So people go into extreme lengths to obtain the 25th anniversary Pokemon cards. They could be coming to the UK too. So if you want a McDonald's, you get it delivered, because it's just going to be queues. It's going to be queues. Not yet, but from the 19th of this month. And that is the news. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and sticking around for many, many parts of this. I know the stream's gone down a couple of times. I appreciate you guys sticking around despite that. Thank you very much. Anyone as well that does stick around in the stream, even if you're getting up and you're working on something else, maybe you're on a call or something like that, we appreciate you, even if you're just lurking, because every view helps with the exposure of the channel. More exposure gets us more potential newer viewers. More potential newer viewers is more potential revenue, basically, and the more revenue we get into this, the more creative we can be. You see what we can do already with just the small revenue that we do get. We give you back to you guys with occasional giveaways on social media, plus the loot drop and stuff in the chat. So anyone that follows, hosts, raids, and even subs, we don't ask you to sub. You do not have to be a sub on the channel. It costs money to sub, and you don't have to do it. But if you do, we massively appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. We are going to disappear. There will be no extra stream today, at least not while the sun is out, because we're going to go enjoy it nice. Yeah, you do the same too. Go stretch your legs, and we'll be back tomorrow. But before we go away and come back tomorrow, babe, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today's show. We've got one more, which will be tomorrow, but if you want to help shape that show, then do feel free to get in contact with us. There's two ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. All the links that you need if you are watching this live are now in the chat, or if you're watching this on demand, go into the description. All the links will be there for you as well. All we need from you is your thoughts and impressions, plus the URL or the link to the article. We'll then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will what time tomorrow?
You said which time tomorrow at Grave Day, and I was waiting to full on slide in there and go 10 a.m. ish. However, you just got fucking Graham's interneted just as you did it. What time tomorrow? I was like, okay, great. So the answer to your question, babe, is 10 a.m. Ish. There you go. Fuck's sake, internet. God damn it. We are going to drop a raid on Precision. What a guy. What a guy. At the request of Cameron, he uses channel points to do that. If you want to request us to raid other people, you can do so by using your channel points. And if you don't have enough, then stick around for the raid. Every time you follow a raid to another channel, you get extra channel points that you can spend whilst you're here. It just makes your viewing experience a little bit more interactive, which is nice. Nice. Yeah. Nice. That's it. Okay, we are going to disappear. We'll drop that raid on Precision, and we will see you, if not before, at 10 a.m. ish tomorrow. Until then, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.